Welcome to True Heel Heat, the place where we use insider terms because we think we know what the fuck we're talking about, even though we don't. My name's Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and I'm better than you, and you know it.
Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for another edition, another rendition of AEWramble episode 45, Pipebomb. We're going to be talking about the June 1st, 2022 edition of AEW Dynamite from Los Angeles, California, the Kia Forum, one of the most famous buildings in sports and wrestling history. And I am here, as always, with the man of 43, I think, looking at my clock, probably 44,000 subscribers by now. He is the guy to go to for TV and movie reviews and your Tony Khan criticisms. He is Jimmy Macram.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna be a good show today. I think I enjoyed
it. A good show. He's already let the cat out the bag. He's had a good time watching the show. That means we're not gonna get. We set a record though. Got to give it to not only you, but everyone who watched us on Monday for our AEW Double or Nothing 2022 roundtable review. It was one of our most viewed videos in our YouTube channel's history. I think we got about 3.4 thousand views so far for that review. We had our record for most live viewers, 160 plus was watching us live, and Jimmy Macram in front of a record audience only had 3 disclaimers. So, and most of those came before we even talked about the show.
So one of the most viewed and fewest disclaimers. I think a raise is in order, and I will be ranting shortly if I don't get it. I'm quick to no show. Oh, I'm no show motherfucker real quick.
He's like, we won't see him at the True Hill Heat meet and greet, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna be on here. We're gonna be reporting. Jimmy Macram got on a plane. Someone ordered him a plane ticket to JFK instead of Newark. But yes, good times ahead as we talk about this edition of AEW Dynamite, and of course, we appreciate everyone who's watching us, joining us here live. Remember to drop the thumbs up on this video and show your appreciation back. Share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family. If you haven't already, go out of your way and watch the AEW Double or Nothing 2022 roundtable review with myself, Jimmy, and special guest Tempest of Wrestle Talk. A really great time that we had talking about the show, the pay-per-view from this past Sunday. And of course, share with your friends. Tell them that AEWramble, the most honest and unfiltered AEW Dynamite podcast in the land on wrestling YouTube every single Thursday, 1:05 p.m. Eastern time. And we want to hear from all of you in the live chat because this is interactive. We want to hear your thoughts on last night's episode. But of course, if you want your comment highlighted on screen, you got a question, you got a statement that you would like to see be shown on screen, let us know with a super chat donations. Those help out the channel so much, and it helps me give Jimmy a raise so he doesn't no-show this show on a Thursday. We got 5th Generation Carney who's saying, hope everyone is doing well. Hope you're doing well too, good brother. You, my boy Blue, saying that beat slaps. Yes, it does. Every single time. Sami Zayn joining us. Frantic World saying, hey, SP3, Jimmy in chat are certified and solidified Jimmy Macram disclaimer counter CM is in the chat saying, hey, y'all. She also says, Jimmy had like 4 disclaimers on Monday. I think I remember 3. I'm going to say 3, but it was the record low. He had like 3 on Monday. She was even saying in one of the other chats, she was like, she was so proud of you for being on good behavior because we had company. It was like one of those kids that's always saying something. Badass kids. And then they have company and they have a good day. You'd be like, oh, that kid did really well when we had some company. Has some company from Canada in Tempest. It was a good time. He's saying, what's up, SP3, Jimmy, and everyone in the chat. ALW saying, yo, what's good? Big Jim and SP3. We got Kid Get Money saying, get Jimmy a raise before he walks out. Hey, oh, man, he's going to drop that pipe bomb. Gonna drop that pipe bomb. We got CM who says, I vote we give Jimmy a raise if he could go an entire month with 5 disclaimers or lower without help from SP3.
5 disclaimers per show? Or like 5 disclaimers?
Or does she mean in total? Oh, man.
I pow.
Fair enough. Ringside Mayhem Pod joining us, saying, what's up, True Hill Heat family? Good to see you. We got Roxy who says, I'm so happy I was there for their LA debut. It was hot. Oh, man. You got to let us know how it was being there live. Seems like every week we have someone in the chat that was there live at the show. I love it. I love how far
we're extra money to go to fucking events. Where's the super chats, motherfucker?
I'm just saying. Ace says, how many disclaimers do you think will Jimmy get today? What are you betting on, Jimmy, yourself?
It depends on how over the top you guys go with your praise of Tony Khan or this show or whatever. Left to my own devices, it'd be 0. But you guys, I get baited. I fall flat.
You do get baited a lot, especially if they start talking about Batman too. Ringside News says, did you see Meltzer said that the word mark is considered the N-word?
Is this true?
Oh man, I'm gonna go out my way to listen
need
to
some
Meltzer
type of
now.
clarification before I go off. Please.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to Meltzer now. I didn't listen to him before, but now I'm gonna listen to him just to see. Eddie saying, what's up, joining us. We got the Negro Buck Nick Jackson saying currently at work, so I'll be back when I get home to see Jimmy's full thoughts on Max's pipe bomb. And we also got CM who says, I also like to note that Jimmy and Tempest's face may have been disclaimer worthy several times because y'all both looked ready to say all the things.
Always.
And she also says 5 per show. Ain't nobody making only 5 disclaimers for AEW in a month. Also, Jimmy should have had a disclaimer after Drunk Guy JJ. This is true. He's learning, everyone. But let's get into the show. Remember to keep those comments going in the live chat, in your super chat donations. Help out the channel all so much. And we're here to talk about AEW Dynamite from June 1st, 2022, from the Kia Forum in Inglewood, California. The first time they made their debut in the Los Angeles, California area. What did you think about the crowd on this episode?
Great crowd. I thought it looked like a packed crowd too. Good job for your first show ever. I'm impressed. Look at you, like a real wrestling company. Go ahead with your bad self.
I love it. I love to see it. Kicking things off with a new AEW World Champion CM Punk coming out to a huge reaction from the sold out forum in LA. Loving the new set, by the way. It looked gorgeous. I hope this is like a permanent upgrade for the set and not just something that they did because they were in the forum. And CM Punk was joined by the men that came out and celebrated with him on Sunday at AEW Double or Nothing. The ROH and AAA Tag Team Champions, Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, the FTR. They made their entrance, and this is like a dream trio in a lot of ways, honestly, even though maybe we should have had a segment explaining this.
Weren't they just fighting a couple weeks ago?
They are technically still in the Pinnacle. I'm pretty sure they weren't kicked out.
But Twitter said, shut up.
Max Caster and the Gun Club were their opponents. Max Caster, in his rap, says that he's going to make FTR pay like Amber Heard. He also says that FTR has rode the coattails of CM Punk to get on the show. What did you think about Max Caster's pre-match rap?
I gotta be honest. Even before the rap, when I heard the pop he got, I had to fucking rewind it.
Yes. Yes.
Seriously? That's a great crowd. All right, fair enough. Yeah, rap's fine.
And I love how they've put over Bowen's contributions now.
Yes.
With the guns getting everything wrong.
He's fantastic.
He is.
Even though he grossed me out later in the night. I guess it wasn't him. It was Tony Khan and his PR horseshit. But it's a nice idea, I guess.
Hey, to be fair, I preferred that one over the one where they had all the superstars and Chris Jericho was a part of it. I was like, Chris Jericho, you don't believe in this. Come on. What are you doing here? What are you doing here?
Chris Jericho, they should have Chris Jericho go up there. Like, I love everybody, including the faggots, them too. They can't get to heaven, but that's okay.
No.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Chris Jericho's words, not mine. Can't get into heaven, but hey.
Storm the house, storm the White House. CM Punk, the trios matchup. The fans started chanting ass boys at the Gun Club. We had Cash Wheeler showing off a bit of his athleticism with a beautiful drop kick. He then had the deep arm drag on Colton. The heels try to double team Wheeler, but he escapes and tags in the new AEW World Champion CM Punk to another huge pop. We got loud CM Punk chants during this matchup. Wheeler hits a massive power slam off the second rope on Caster for a 2. The heels then isolate Dax Harwood. I love how they've been switching it up because we always know with like FTR matches, Cash Wheeler is the one that usually takes the heat to get to the Dax hot tag, but because Punk was involved, they let Dax take the heat. Harwood is able to throw Caster and Austin out of the ring. He then back suplexes Colton, but Max and Austin pull Punk and Cash off the apron. Max Caster looks for the sharpshooter on Dax, trying to make fun of the Bret Hart mark, but he fights out, and CM Punk gets the hot tag. Unfortunately, CM Punk's still old, still clumsy. Slips off the top rope. He starts running wild after that on the ass boys. Despite this, Punk does some teamwork with Cash, flipping him onto the heels on the floor. Punk then hits the flying elbow drop on Austin and signals for the GTS. At this point, Billy Gunn distracts Punk for Austin to attempt the Fame-Master, but Punk catches him. He into a power bomb and he throws him into Billy. We then get a GTS into the big rig combination on Austin Gunn for FTR and CM Punk to get the victory here. I thought that this was a solid trios match. These three actually worked really well together for the first time, them teaming up on AEW television. Like I said, notwithstanding, we should have had some type of segment explaining their relationship. I'm totally fine with these three being associated because what we got after the match was a splendid promo from both Punk and Dax Harwood. CM Punk gets on the mic and he says that he's never done drugs, but he thinks this is what it feels like. Punk says he knows he has to get better, but that's what having this title is all about. He's been called a lot of things, but now he can be called champion again. Dax Harwood then calls out people that have jumped him, kind of referring to the United Empire's Great O'Khan and Jeff Cobb for jumping them last week. Punk then brings up New Japan Pro Wrestling and the Forbidden Door pay-per-view on June 26th, and he says they have some of the best professional wrestlers in the world, and he calls out anyone from New Japan to show what they got and to face him at Forbidden Door, and it's none other than Go Ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi. His music hits and out comes the ace, so it looks like we're gonna get CM Punk versus Hiroshi Tanahashi for the AEW World Championship at Forbidden Door on June 26th from the United Center in Chicago. We got some back and forth looks at Punk raising the title to Hiroshi Tanahashi taking the challenge from the Ace, and we got a little split screen action with these two. And I think that this is a great choice to verse Punk at Forbidden Door. What did you think about the opening trios tag as well as this post match here, Jimmy?
All right, before we get too positive here, let's start with the negatives. Number one, FTR and Punk being a team is preposterous on all levels without a segment. So they were just feuding with one another, right? That was them, right? With the MJF stuff. That was them, right?
This is true.
Okay. Then Dax and Punk have a match. Then they exchange some words on Twitter, and now they're bestest buddies. Where do they do that at? I love how dummy doesn't think he has to do any work because everybody follows Twitter. Where does that happen at?
Oh, social media is a thing, Jimmy.
Stupid. Get together.
Social media is a thing, Jimmy.
What?
Social media is a thing.
It is. It's also not a 2-hour nationally televised program. Should probably get started on that for those of us who don't want to follow fucking these people. Why would I? See pictures of Dax's kid. Who cares? Love you, Dax. I'm sure your kid is great. Whatever. If I get off on track. The match was really good. CM Punk. Listen. First of all, this is not the getting better belt. That's not what that belt is. Isn't that the best in the world belt? I thought that's what that belt meant.
This is the best in the world belt.
But we talked about Batman earlier, really quickly. There's a comic book called All-Star Superman where Superman flies into the sun. He gets poisoned. But before he gets poisoned, he's even stronger than he was before. And then it's just a slow decline. And that is what I've seen from CM Punk since his comeback. He was great. Like he was the old CM Punk. And now it's just been a slow decline back to a 43-year-old man. Stop climbing ropes. Stop springboarding. Stop jumping. Stop having all these matches. I love how they can have matches 3 days apart. Sir, when you were 20, sure, great. You run around and do what the fuck you want to do. But now that you're 43, you might want to space it out just a little bit longer.
Poquito.
Not looking great. As for Tanahashi, it's like there were only 2 people that could have walked out that I would have known or given half a fuck about. One was Okada. The other was Tanahashi. So I was happy. And I'm not going to buy the review because, ugh. But that match does look interesting.
I think Tanahashi was a very good choice because Tanahashi, what his strength is storytelling. He tells a great story inside the ring. Everything in his matches have a lot of attention to detail, and it's all about building those type of matches. And that's CM Punk's strength. CM Punk's strength is not doing buckshot lariats and doing springboard clotheslines. It is his storytelling inside the square circle. Like we talked about it before. I still go back to the Pentagon match where he did a botch and the botch became the story of the match. Like that's CM Punk's bag right now. And I think they made an excellent choice with Tanahashi here.
Oh, sorry, I'm easily distracted. Sir, what are you babbling about? Frantic World. What is he going on about? Hollywood makes movies off stuff that happens on Twitter and Instagram. Is there anything you won't defend? Can we start there? If Tony Khan raped the baby, babies get raped every day, B. What the fuck?
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I said they bring it out of me, and they do. There's nothing this man does that they won't defend. Shitty storytelling is simply pass by and let go.
I can't sometimes. Oh man, yes. Everyone. This is Jimmy Macram for you. No, but this does intrigue me a lot. The other match that has been teased over the last 24 hours for Forbidden Door. Dave Meltzer reports that he's seen the listing for the matches and it had Punk versus Tanahashi, and right under that for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, Kazuchika Okada versus Hangman Adam Page. What do you think about that match, Jimmy?
I was wondering where the fuck Hangman was. Oh,
he had to take the night off. Come on. Get his life together.
I would give you that, except this man has shown a capacity to not have champions show any actual emotion after they lose a belt. Outside of Chris Jericho, everybody else just been like, oh, well, that kind of sucked. Jon Moxley, the best champion they've ever had, was screwed out of the belt on national television, and then he disappeared. And then showed up like, that sucked, and then moved right about his fucking life. Hangman's gonna come back and be like, nothing happened. Oh, well. That was fun while it lasted. But Hangman Okada, yes. See.
Oh God, there you go. He said something good. Commentary discusses the appearance of Tanahashi and what that means for Forbidden Door. They then hype the rest of this evening's matches and promos, and it won't be the last time they hype what happened with Tanahashi and Punk, because they had to hype it later on after what we were about to see. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to talk about MJF. Maxwell Jacob Freeman after AEW Double or Nothing, where he was stretchered out after taking the Powerbomb Symphony from Wardlow. He was stretchered out. A lot of people said that he was being written off AEW television. You had Tony Khan on the post-show scrum who didn't want to make a comment about it. In the days since then, we had PW Insider report that MJF had arrived in LA and that he had sat down with AEW management following Double or Nothing, but no one expected. It was announced on the day of the show that MJF was gonna have a promo on this show, so you knew it was gonna be interesting. So here we go. I have it word for word. Jimmy, are you ready?
Jesus.
Word for word. Here we are.
Take a smoke break.
MJF comes out with a mic in his hand and he says, and I quote, "I'm in a lot of pain right now after what happened on Sunday, but all you people want to do is hear me talk, right? That's what you want, right? You want to hear me talk. I'll talk." He throws off his Burberry scarf, but this is Max Freeman talking. Big merger, boss. A lot of important executives here tonight to watch your product. Would be a real shame if something bad happened. I wouldn't want to embarrass you, man. Speaking of embarrassing, you've been trying to sit down with me to hash things out for quite some time, haven't you? Well, guess what? Too little, too late. Here's why. When this company first started, it was all friends wrestling. Everybody was handed a ticket except for me. See, I had to write my own. And boy, do I have good penmanship, because I've created moment after moment after moment for this company, and I still get no respect. Nobody is on my level. No one. Everything I touch turns to gold. There is nothing I can't do. Every time I come out here, I am expected to hit home runs. I'm expected to hit grand slams, and I do that shit on a weekly basis. See, all the other boys have to settle for being great. I have to be perfect, because I'm the 26-year-old who is constantly held under a microscope, because I'm the only guy who is capable of carrying this company on my back, as I have for months. It's funny that I hear boos, but I also hear clapping. That's interesting. Where were you guys this whole weekend when you were calling me an unprofessional piece of shit? I'm just curious. You're not the only problem. It's the boys in the back too. The boys in the back all want my spot. So guess what? You want my spot? You can have it, because I don't want to be here anymore. Now let's talk about you fans, huh? You people call yours fans. You're not fans. You're uneducated marks. You sit there on your phones tweeting out your opinions like they're worth a damn. Let me explain something to you people. You don't know shit. Your opinions suck. Your opinions change at the drop of a dime. And then you pretend that your new opinions match your old opinions. For example, man, I always knew MJF was a great wrestler. Really? That's interesting. Because last time I checked, you guys pretended I sucked in the ring for a long time. And why is that, huh? Because I'm not untrained like your faves? Because I don't pretend to watch New Japan? Because I don't dump my opponents on their head? Because I'm not reckless? What is it? Because I'm not chasing star ratings, guys? What is it? How could I possibly be the best? Well, newsflash, I am the best. I'm the best in the world because I'm the only guy who makes you feel. Unlike all those other boys, I don't have to do a bunch of bullshit to get you there. I'm a generational talent, and you people constantly take me for granted. But it's not just you, it's the big man in the back too. Here's something you guys can't take for granted. Here's something he doesn't want you to know. Do you guys know who the second biggest minute for minute draw is in this entire company? Nope. You wish. It's me. It's me. And if you don't believe me, ask Stat Boy Tony, but in the back, and see what he's got to say. But whatever you do, don't ask him to reach into his pockets and pay the man who has been busting his ass for him since day one. No, no, no. Make sure he hoards all that money. Make sure he holds all that money so he can make sure and give it to all the new ex-WWE guys he keeps bringing in that can't lace my goddamn boots. Hey, boss, would you treat me better if I were an ex-WWE guy? See, maybe you don't get it, man. Here's the problem with you, boss. You got a position of power in a wrestling company when the only position that you should be assuming is behind the guardrail with all of them. I don't want to wait until 2024, but you won't listen to me. So allow me to make it a little easier for you, Tony. I want you to fire me. Don't count me down, you piece of shit. You shut your mouth. Tony, look at me. Tony, look at me. I want you to fire me, you fucking mark. Fire me. Fire me. Fire me. Off camera, this is when the show cut to black completely. We went to commercial break. During the commercial break, CM Punk came down to the ring. He got into the ring, and Max went out, and he went through the crowd, escaped through the crowd. Matt Jackson was also on stage to make this feel even realer. And then when we came back from commercial break, they recapped what happened with Tanahashi and Punk to make it feel real. We didn't even acknowledge what went down. Jimmy, what was your thoughts on this promo? I feel this is the best work shoot promo since Punk's Pipebomb. This is MJF. MJF has had a litany of greatest promos of his career. Whether it was the presidential speech before his shot at Moxley, whether it was his origin story, the syndrome story with CM Punk during their rivalry, whether it was the back and forth with Punk that started their rivalry, but I think this tops the list again. Yes, it's recency bias. Yes, it's recency bias, but MJF topped himself again. This was masterful, flawless, in my opinion. What did you think?
What I thought, my immediate thought was, I told you so. I couldn't wait to show up here tonight, or here today rather. I was like, I know, doing this 20, I know work when I hear it. He bought a ticket at the airport. Really? Who could have told him that? What is this, 1950s? Did he have to go to the place to actually buy it, or did he do it online? If he did it online, who saw him do it? Were they monitoring his phone communications? Yeah. This is a great promo, though. I loved everything about it. He said quite a few things about wrestling fans that I've been saying for years, and it made me very happy to hear it. Pretend to watch New Japan. I know you and a few of the other psychopaths do, but most of you don't, and don't even pretend to. Always thought MJF was a good wrestler. I love the little touches, like you said, going straight to black. Very well done. Not acknowledging it. Very well done. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be shocked if they got that idea from what was that? Sunday? Yeah, Sunday, where they didn't acknowledge MJF's problems, and all you were like, that means it's real because they just say nothing about it, no commentary. Really? It's not a show. This is great. I prefer a good story being told, but I will, if Tony Khan can't do that, he's proved me for 3 years, he can't do it. So I will take this instead. A good work shoot. Fuck it. I'll take it.
We got Negro Buck who says, I was waiting for Jimmy to yell at that car.
I wish you would have went off more on that. I wish you would have stayed on that. Give me 2 more minutes of him just saying, this bum stinks.
That was the greatest. That was the greatest day of your life. This whole promo. This whole promo. He was like, MJF's been watching the Ramble. I've been saying it. Oh man, we got CM who says Jimmy's heart grew 3 sizes last night.
You don't understand. You don't get it. I was oof.
Oh yes, it was beautiful stuff. We also got Negro Buck who says this might be MJS magnum opus. Recency bias be damn. I think it is. I think it's the best promo he's ever cut.
Listen,
they just went full throttle with this. I feel this started off as a shoot. MJF's frustrations were real, but I think they have made this into work.
Which part was the shoot part?
His frustrations about his contract and not being paid as much as
sure it is. Okay,
as much as Mark Henry and Christian. The report from Wade Keller is that Mark Henry, Christian, Malachi Black, CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, all these guys get paid 4 to 5 times more than MJF. I would be frustrated too.
Yes, agreed. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about this week. What part of it was the shoot? The not showing up at the event, the airplane ticket,
the not showing up at the event. I don't think they would make people pay to give back refunds.
Okay.
If they didn't give back the refund, then I'd be like, okay, this is a work. That's a work.
Refund what? The $10 so you can meet a whole bunch of fucking people you don't know.
Oh no, you don't know. Weirdos. You're talking like this is a 1998 meet and greet. No, these meet and greets cost like $50 to $100. So no, they're not gonna do all those refunds for a work.
Yeah, a bunch of fucking losers. What? Of course they would. I don't know if they did. I've said this from the start. I thought all this was a work by MJF. I don't know how much AEW was in on, but MJF knew for certain that he wasn't going to show up to that event. And then he played like he wasn't going to show up to the fucking Double or Nothing, even though he knew the entire time he would. You said he speaks to Sean Ross Sapp. I'm sure he's the one that told him he fucking bought a ticket. Otherwise, how would he fucking know? It's impossible. But I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it. MJF, more of this. Your boss can't tell a good story, so fuck it. You have to do it on your own. I'll do it. Fuck it.
Why not? And I think it creates the perfect scenario, Jimmy, for what you know. I think you or me came up with the idea, but we both agreed on it that MJF's promo following Revolution after he lost the dog collar match to CM Punk, he talked about he said it ain't over with him and CM Punk, and the next time he beat Punk, it's going to be the most embarrassing loss of his career. And at that time, we said that should set up MJF versus the AEW World Champion CM Punk at All Out back in Chicago, and MJF defeats CM Punk to make him the shortest reigning AEW World Champion in history and make MJF 3-0 against Punk in Chicago. And now they have added the 2011 Money in the Bank storyline on top of that MJF can win the AEW World Championship from CM Punk and hold the company hostage. And not only that, they can play it off as he is basically taking the title that represents the company that gave CM Punk his love for professional wrestling back, and he plans on taking it to the company that killed his love for professional wrestling in WWE.
I don't hate that idea at all. I must say, I did think about that when they start cheering from halfway through the promo because they're a bunch of fucking sheep. I must admit, I could just imagine Punk turning heel at some point and MJF returning to like a massive pop. I'm here for it. I'm here for all of this. I'm so ready.
Especially so Punk ready.
And deteriorate too fast.
And it's great because now Punk is John Cena and MJF is CM Punk. And this goes back to what he originally said, that CM Punk has become what he hated. He said that. And that was kind of the story, or they're like the underlying story of him and Hangman, where Hangman saw it too. He saw what he saw what Eddie Kingston was talking about with CM Punk. But all of us, we're just sheep. Like you said, we're all sheep. We're like, yay, our CM Punk is back. We don't care. We don't care. He's the snake in the grass.
That's hilarious.
I love it. I just love it. It's great stuff. Masterful storytelling on MJF's part. And he I think anytime he has a mic in his hand now, he is just raising the price of how much he's going to get paid. eventually.
This what gives me cause to pause. I feel like I don't know. I see Romeo said he might have resigned. I don't know. Maybe they have a handshake agreement, him and Tony Khan, because it feels like you're just kind of fucking yourself up by letting MJF do what he does. Like the money I fucking shell out for this cocksucker just goes up every time he talks. So I don't know. I hope so. Top 10 by the end of his career? Yes. But the best, right? That's how I didn't want to get distracted on. You guys saying it's the best work of his career. It's great, but I'm just saying, I find it better when you can fucking tell a story within the context of the match or of the promo of the story instead of fucking shooting. That's all I'm saying. No showing and gambling. CM. Oh, come on now. You fall for the okie doke. Come on. He no showed and he gambled. Stop. Come on now.
This all started with I said this from Chair Relax. I said this on Twitter that it was parts 2011 CM Punk, parts 1996 Brian Pillman, and he just meshed it into one, and it was a beautiful masterpiece in my opinion.
He's great. I was shocked about how many people thought he was legitimately shooting in that promo. I am saddened by the fucking state of human beings. But national television, you give somebody a live microphone. What are you, out of your fucking mind?
Exactly, and you ain't cut him off after the first time he insulted you. Like what? Absolutely. We got, like you said, Romeo saying MJF must have low-key re-signed or gotten a raise, and it'll just be kept secret. I hope it is kept secret because this would make the story even better.
Agreed.
Makes the story even better than me. We got Star Hard who says Max J Fleshman, such good shit, pal. And Roman distract him by throwing some spare change into the ring in order to win the match and that all world elite title. I'm a genius, damn it.
That's hilarious. I totally see him getting his name wrong. It feels like Vince, actually.
That one.
He'll probably sign him. Then when he sees him and he fucking stands over MJF by 3 inches, he'll be like, "What the fuck did I buy?"
See, EBB says he doesn't think it's the best of his career.
What do you
and you always say EBB is wrong, so you must be wrong too. So
what do you think is the best? You can't just say it's not the best.
We got CM who says I'm 90% certain MJF has been working CHK since March. CHK just realized on Monday. He's like, you got me there. He's
gonna be so paid. Like I'm thoroughly curious to see what his contract looks like once he's paid.
Absolutely, it's gonna be great. EBB says personal taste, I'm not the biggest fan of these things, but his delivery was top notch. My question is, what do they do for the next 18 months now that they already started this story early? It seems. I mean, obviously there probably is some type of deal, whether it's a handshake deal, whether it's an extension or a raise. I think something has went down and now they're running with this story, but they're running with this story in the right way because nothing has been leaked or released as far as what the agreement is, and they can go with it from here. And even if this is like, because people all said when Punk won the title at Double or Nothing, it started the summer of Punk, but in actuality, it's starting the summer of MJF. It seems, because he's the guy that's most talked about. And now they can bring their two biggest stars back together in Chicago at a big time pay-per-view. And this once again is elevating all out, whether AEW wants to admit it or not, All Out is their WrestleMania. They established that last year. And this matchup is the type of matchup you want at your big show of the year. So I'm all for it.
When's All Out?
That's in September, first week of September.
That could be fun. I'm here.
Yeah. It's gonna be a fun ride. This usually starts the good stretch. Last year they established that because they were back on the road. This summer stretch for AEW is usually one of their better stretches of the year where they have some good programming, and we'll talk about some of the other stuff that they have planned for the next couple of weeks. But it's a very interesting MJF story. We're going to talk all about that drama on Saturday at 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time, True Hill Heat 178. We'll talk about everything that went down over the weekend, this promo, more in depth. So if you got any more comments, send those super chat donation, help out the channel a lot. If you got any questions or want to make a statement about the MJF promo, but we got to talk about the rest of the show after this. Yes, unfortunately, yes. After this, we had Johnny Elite make his entrance for an open challenge matchup. He signed a contract against a member of the AEW roster, and that member just happened to be God's favorite champion, Jimmy's favorite champion. And we see Miro talking to his God, who he says that he came back and he healed his neck of sand, and it is now fixed. He doesn't wish to come home anymore, but instead he's gonna take his. The Redeemer is back. Huge pop for Miro when he came out. We even got some Miro's gonna kill you chants from the crowd. Miro comes out hot. He starts mauling Johnny immediately. Johnny goes for a crossbody, but Miro catches it and hits a swinging Uranagi. Miro goes for the Mashka kick, but Elite catches him with a roundhouse kick to the head. Johnny bombards Miro with strikes and kicks. He hits a springboard side kick and then a standing shooting star for a 2 count. And then Miro catches Johnny Elite with the Mashka kick finally and puts on the game over for the submission win in just over 6 minutes. This was a little bit above a squash, but it was basically what it needed to be. It was Miro doing his signature style where he sells a few moves and then he destroys you. And I'm just so happy that the Redeemer is back. We got the new shirt. I am redeemed. I might have to cop that. That might have to be my next copy. But how happy are you to see the returning Miro, Jimmy?
Miro needs to take that TNT belt back and then keep it from ever going into the hands of evil ever again. I was so happy. It was so shocking right after the MJF thing. You kind of expect things to kind of die down a little bit. And it did, but you know what I mean? Die down more than that. After watching the match, my thought was Morrison is slow. Like, I mean, compared to where he used to be, he looks, I mean, he is older. I'm just saying. It's more jarring the more I see him because he still looks like he's in fantastic shape, but he is significantly slower than he used to be.
That's
and
true.
This is twice now where I thought the match was kind of sloppy, quite frankly, but I would imagine he's still working elsewhere, right?
I mean, he's working in Game Changer Wrestling. I saw his match with Joey Janela from last weekend. That was pretty good.
Is that the super kick with the fire?
No, that wasn't that match, but it was following that match.
What a bum. I'm sorry. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. What gimmicks do you have? What are you gonna do next? Swallow a small child, you idiot. He stinks. He fucking I'm sorry.
Why do you hate Joey Janela so much?
I was sure. Actually, yeah, a little bit. It looks like
does he? Does he really?
A little bit, like the facial hair.
I guess. I'll take it. Nah. I like your song. I think it's catching on me. But yes, Miro getting the win. I think that the best thing. Where do you see like Miro be in position? You say the TNT Championship.
Yes. I would imagine he's gonna fall right with the other guys with Andrade and fucking Malachi Black and every other fucking WWE guy. I don't really know what to do with. Upper mid card. Maybe he could squash the Hardys and get them the fuck out of the company. That'd be great. That should be his. Oh my God, we just booked it. That's his thing. He is working to clear out the riffraff from AEW, and he's just smoking fools. Jeff Hardy, by the way, he wasn't in that 6-minute, that 10-minute tag match.
Yeah, because he was hurt. He was hurt.
Yeah, he was hurt. Yeah, I know. I've seen people on 125th Street who say they were hurt. I'm hurting, man. I'm hurting. Sorry.
Ridiculous.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
All right, that's on me. Fair enough. But yes, I wouldn't. I hope it's not Punk. That's all I want. Keep Miro away from Punk, because I don't want him to lose.
I do agree. Yeah, keep him away from CM Punk, please. I think Miro versus Hangman Adam Page. I asked for this feud when Hangman was the champion. I'm asking for it again. Give me Miro versus Hangman.
But then Miro has to lose.
No, he doesn't.
You have Miro go over Hangman right after he lost to CM Punk?
Yes, I would. Hangman needs to go on a losing streak so he knows he has to get back together with his best friends, the Elite.
Oh my God.
We see highlights of our Anarchy in the Arena from Double or Nothing, and then the Jericho Appreciation Society make their entrance to address Anarchy in the Arena. Jericho cuts the music off as the fans are singing. Angelo starts things saying that they dominated the Anarchy in the Arena, and therefore AEW Galaxy, appreciate us. A play off of Roman Reigns, acknowledge me. That was great. That was great stuff. Daddy Magic asks the people if they saw what they did, and they are the patrons of pain. Jericho talks about all the chaos of the Anarchy in the Arena. He then up Eddie Kingston, which causes a huge Eddie chant. Jericho talks about Kingston trying to light him on fire and asks, what kind of man tries to burn another man? Great line. I swear Jericho has one line that makes me crack up every episode now. He then brings up Bryan Danielson trying to kick his escalated head in, and he then says, well, that's why he and Hager choked him out to win and why Bryan isn't there tonight. Jericho says every time sports entertainers versus professional wrestlers, sports entertainers always win, and this leads to Eddie Kingston's music hitting, and he comes out to a huge pop. He comes out with William Regal on the stage. Kingston says that he wants to fight all of them right now, and Kingston asks Regal to tell them where he wants to fight them, and Regal says blood and guts. Jericho says, you want blood and guts, you're not getting blood and guts. Jericho Appreciation Society then jump Eddie Kingston on the floor while all the rest of JAS is jumping Kingston on the floor. Jericho is in the ring, and it gives Ortiz the opportunity to come from the crowd to hit Jericho with the Mad Ball, and then he cuts a chunk of Jericho's hair. Yes, the man is going bald, and now he has a chunk missing. Jericho says his hair is worth more than their entire existence. He says, you want blood and guts? Well, now you got it. Jericho says in order for you to get blood and guts, he wants to shave Ortiz's head. So Jericho wants Ortiz versus Jericho, hair versus hair, and Jericho says he will beat him, shave him, and burn him. Yes, burn him, after he says what type of man would burn somebody. That was another hot promo segment. I love the Jericho Appreciation Society. They play such great douchebag heels that make me laugh every week. And Kingston was just adored by this LA crowd. And I love this moment for Ortiz. This is a measure of revenge for Ortiz over Jericho, who turned his back on Santana and Ortiz. So it was a little bit of vengeance here. So I like this segment a lot. What did you think?
My thoughts exactly. Rather, I mostly liked the Ortiz. I think it just felt like a really big spot for him, but it didn't feel like he was in over his head. I like that spot for him. I don't know if I like the match being announced here, especially we're going to see them later. But that's fine. I felt like maybe announce one match here and then one match in the main event. You can have your pick of which one that should be. But Jericho was great. I laughed out loud at the fucking "who burns another man" line, and then I think he drops it again on commentary, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, I love the commentators later on the night when that's like, yeah, what kind of man? I love it. We also got Nico Buck, who says Jericho better lose that match.
Probably, but I wouldn't be shocked if fucking Ortiz lost. I can see him fucking doing it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that. Yuma Boy Blue says the Jericho heard Chrissy talking about his ball spot and decided to turn his hair into an angle. Seems legit. Chrissy Love knows what she's talking about.
I have a question. I know that I know we're not there yet, but did they announce this match for July 15th? Is that instead of June 15th?
Yes, they made a mistake. They botched the graphic. Instead of June 15th, it said July 15th. Yes,
Jesus.
they botched.
I was like, what the fuck? Why?
I was like, why is the hair versus hair after Blood and Guts? But yes, they did announce Blood and Guts is going to go down June 29th in Detroit, Michigan. So that's going to be the Dynamite following Forbidden Door. So I like that. I like that, we're still going to probably see JAS and the Blackpool Combat Club or the Puerto Rican Combat Club feuding in the lead up to, Forbidden Door going into Blood and Guts, but they can also have matches at Forbidden Door if they want to do that. Roxy with a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Roxy. And we always appreciate these, and it helps out the channel so much. She says, before Blood and Guts, don't we need to resolve Eddie Danielson beef? What side is Mox taking? Well, we did get that answer of what side Mox is taking, because he did make the little line at the end that Eddie Kingston is a hard man to love. But I loved Eddie. Like, Eddie was just rambling when he came out. He was like, I haven't spoken to Moxley in weeks. My nigga, y'all just seen with each other on Sunday.
I would imagine they'll wrap it up in some type of match. Like Eddie and Dragon have a match, and then fucking they'll shake hands afterwards or fucking nod.
I know they're probably going to announce matches for next week's Dynamite in the weeks or on Friday when they do a live Rampage, but they got the big match hair versus hair on June 15th at Road Rager. June 22nd, we probably should get Danielson and Eddie one-on-one, settle their score a week before Blood and Guts.
Ooh, you know what? I like it a lot. Let's do it.
Do it. That's what I want. But I do agree with you, Roxy. They kind of do need to do a segment or something to kind of get them on the same page heading into Blood and Guts, or we're going to run into the same situation that we got at Anarchy in the Arena, except Eddie can't do his zombie walk down the ramp. That's the only thing that would be different.
Maybe he should be walking down the ramp because his running doesn't work out great.
There you go. EBB with a comment saying this could have been 5 minutes shorter and have your women's champion on the show. Honestly, always feels Jericho segments, while decent, can have a few minutes taken off. This is nitpicking 101 in my opinion.
You can make that argument. I would argue the women's champions were on the show. Weren't Jade and Go Big on the show?
They are champions.
They matter in that company. I'm sorry. I wish it wasn't the case, but it is what it is. Sorry.
I'm a huge Thunder Rosa fan, but when the show is of this quality and I like this segment. I don't think this segment was too long. This was light years ahead of that first segment where they went back and forth with JAS and the Blackpool Combat Club with Regal putting a toothbrush up his ass. So I'm not gonna nitpick it and say, oh, this could have been 5 minutes shorter so Thunder Rosa can get 5 minutes, and people complain, oh, you only gave Thunder Rosa 5 minutes. Like, come on, like y'all, you were just setting yourself up for another complaint. I don't always know it. I see through it. He's
turning on EBB. Yes, welcome to the dark side.
I'm not turning on anyone. I'm just being honest. If Thunder Rosa is on Rampage, I'm totally fine. If they said, if they do a segment, I'm saying if. So I'll come back here and on AEWramble 46 and say I was wrong and apologize to EVB if she's not featured on Rampage in any way, if it's not a promo segment or anything. But I mean, I felt like this show was of a high quality that I was okay that they didn't have their women's champion on the show. That's just me. We see footage.
Woman wasn't on the show. It happens.
We see footage from after Double or Nothing where Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, and Santam Singh jumped Samoa Joe. They finished the beatdown by putting Joe's arm inside a chair and pulmonizing him by throwing him into a wall. Any comments on this, Jimmy?
Why wasn't this on the show? Like, why are we getting it fucking after the whatever? I hate that. It's my least favorite thing. Ugh. But the thing was fine. It's cool.
Because they had no time on that Double or Nothing. They had no breathing room on that Double or Nothing show.
We needed 3 more fucking matches, so we can avoid Game 7. Everybody paid $50 for the pay-per-view. I'm a fucking idiot.
I will never understand that. I would never understand it. Next, we had a 10-man tag, as it was the Undisputed Elite, the Young Bucks and Red Dragon, with Bullet Club's Hikuleo versus Darby Allin, Matt Hardy, Christian Cage, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus. We had Adam Cole on commentary, as well as Jeff Hardy in the corner of the baby faces. I love Brandon Cutler. Brandon Cutler is like one of my favorite people on this show. We had the baby faces who had a nice little moment here with the Hardy standing next to Christian Cage. Got my nostalgia beans going there. And then this was a nice eccentric babyface crew, I will say. But this match was straight up all action. This was the party multi-man matches that we come to expect from AEW. Yeah, Christian Cage looking good early on. He hits a nice little tornado DDT on Matt Jackson. Bobby Fish tries to take Cage out off the top rope, but Jungle Boy hits a running Hurricane Rana off the apron to the floor. Cage then hits a diving headbutt on Matt Jackson. We get stereo dives from Darby Allin with his tope suicida, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus with stereo moonsaults. We get Nick Jackson comes in the ring and hits a super kick, and the Young Bucks then follow with a sliding drop kick by Matt and a twisting tope con hilo from Nick before we head to commercial break. After the break, we get Christian. He hits a double reverse DDT. He makes a hot tag to Luchasaurus. And then this whole match breaks down. We got the horse battle between Luchasaurus and Hikuleo. We get Darby Allin and Kyle O'Reilly continuing their feud from Double or Nothing. Matt Hardy tags in and he runs wild on the heels. Hardy tries to hit the delete into the turnbuckles on everyone. Hikuleo blocks it. Matt and Christian clothesline Hikuleo to the floor. And then the Young Bucks, they run wild with the super kick party on Matt Hardy, on Luchasaurus, on Jungle Boy. They go for the BTE trigger on Matt, but they break it up. And then Red Dragon hits the high-low on Matt, while the Young Bucks hit the Meltzer driver on Jungle Boy for the heels to get the win here. This went just under 12 minutes. It was a high-octane, multi-man match, non-stop action, some tremendous sequences throughout. And Adam Cole, I thought, was great on commentary as he was getting worried at some point. It was great stuff. What did you think, Jimmy?
I think this match was fucking a WWE fan's opinion of AEW. That's exactly what they think it looks like, and they'll be right. That's exactly what it looks like at times. To me, I would you kind of turn your brain off during Young Bucks matches, and I did, and I just listened to Adam Cole being hilarious. He was perfect. He was so smugly confident. Then you could hear the insecurity creep into his voice. Then it's just outright panic at the end as he's yelling at people that can't hear him. It's hilarious. And he was the MVP of this match for me. Oh, and Matt Hardy wasn't as bad as I thought, quite frankly.
Matt was actually, this was probably the best match look in a while.
That's sad. But it's probably accurate. Got to go on that butcher diet. Where's the butcher?
Hashtag push the butcher. I see you, ALW. ALW doing the Lord's work with the hashtag. We told people on social media, just do it at random times. Hashtag push the butcher, tag me, tag Jimmy, and tag Tony Khan.
Yes. And just anyway. This is great. I did like Christian kind of ushering Jungle Boy out of the ring. Don't talk to Matt Hardy. I felt weird. But
yeah.
When's this heel turn gonna happen? It's taking forever.
We got Roxy who says the same thing. This is too long of a wait. Just turn Christian already.
Are we gonna have a Young Bucks title match? That's what it felt like we're gonna get. They beat the tag champs.
Yeah, I mean they this is my heel. This is my heel turn. Roxy showing some disappointment that she said I was sad that Thunder wasn't there. Said I hope for a good Rampage. I hope I got my fingers crossed that she's there. And that I don't have to apologize to everybody. And I said tope con hilo, not corn hilo. We got Frantic World who says Darby is an X-Men. How is he able to have back-to-back matches?
He's 20-something. That's how.
He'll feel it when he's Jeff's age. Yes, and like you said, post-match we had the little segment where Matt Hardy and Jungle Boy hugged, but Christian comes in and pulls them apart to hug Jungle Boy himself and leave with his stepkids.
If he turns into like fucking Steve Austin like 2001, it'd be hilarious. These random hugs.
These are my friends, Matt. They're not your friends. We got the announcement that we are going to get a rematch of last year's match of the year, my match of the year from 2021, from the steel cage match at All Out this Friday live on AEW Rampage. It's going to be the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Bros. This does make me believe that the Young Bucks are going to get their win back from All Out last year. And yeah, they are going to set them up to be the tag team champions. And this is the only way I would accept it, Jimmy, if they do beat Jurassic Express, is that they are transitional champions to set up an even bigger FTR versus Young Bucks 3 at All Out for all the gold, for the AAA, for the ROH, and AEW World Tag Team titles.
I need to take a peek at these fucking AEW fucking minute by minute ratings that MJF got a hold of, because the fact that the Young Bucks are consistently, every time they lose, they have to get 3 wins to get their heat back. They got to be fucking bumping a rating something fierce. I have to see this. I have to see it. It's fucking outrageous. Enough of these people. Oh, Nick can stay around, but
Will you stop? Will you stop? Come on, you know you love the Young Bucks. They give you great. Great. You called them at one time the greatest tornado tag team you've ever seen.
They are the greatest tornado tag team ever.
I'll take a compliment if I could get it. Backstage, we see Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland introducing a whole bunch of Swerve Strickland's famous friends, like quote unquote famous friends. He says he's got Jeff Hamilton there with him, a famous fashion designer who gives Swerve a custom jacket. He's got Guy De Silva Green, who is a stuntman from the MCU who was in Black Panther, and he's got Flash Garmont, the man who made his theme. And Swerve brings up Magic and Kareem and Shaq and Kobe being 2 stars on one team in the Forum in Los Angeles, and Keith Lee says they will be the next and everyone will swerve in our glory. Any comments?
It was fucking horrific. I know, I get why Tony Khan thinks everybody famous is equally famous. I didn't need any of this. The fact that black people were part of the worst segment of the night made me sick. And I feel for Keith Lee and your pain, brother. Nothing you can do about it. You got to watch this dummy. It was awful.
Say hi to Jimmy.
Hi.
There you go. You got some Harlem heat on this episode here. Tony Schiavone is on the stage to introduce one of the newest signings to AEW, Athena.
What's this, Darky Hour?
Even Harlem had to respond to that before we get to this.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Block with the Darky block. That's all right. All right. I won't say Darky no more. I apologize.
I love how it really sounds like she's responding to you. Athena says that she came here for the top tier women's division, and Athena claims to be the one to end Jade Cargill's streak. Jade Cargill, Stokely Hathaway, and the baddies, they come out to interrupt, and Jade introduces the best talker in the game, Stokely Hathaway. Stokely says that he is Jade Cargill's publicist, and he says that Jade is a goddess and Athena ain't getting a shot today. Kara Hogan steps up and gets in Athena's face, which leads to Anna Jay and Chris Statlander coming down to have Athena's back. I thought that this was a nice little segment to continue the battle lines being drawn between the baddies and the baby faces here. And then it was announced on AEW Rampage this Friday live in California is going to be Kara Hogan versus Athena in Athena's debut in AEW. I thought Stokely Hathaway was great here. Athena,
sounds right. I will say this. I know there was talking going on here, right? I believe so. Jade, how do I put this nicely? or cleanly, we'll say.
Cleanly.
They are surrounding her with the right people because she towers over everybody. She looks like if you put her next to, I'm trying to think of a tall manager. Let's use Bobby Heenan. I can't think of anybody else right now. It wouldn't look as good, but she's always surrounded by guys who are 5'9" or shorter. And she's always in heels. And she looks like a legit goddess. This shit is uncomfortable. She looks like Storm.
She does. She does. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. She really does, though.
Can I ask what Athena did? CM is not a fan of Athena. What did she do?
I know she goes out with a white guy, and she's probably has some bad views that I've never seen. I know I think she's married to a white guy.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. I don't know.
Black Twitter don't like that shit. They don't like that shit at all.
Stay away from that. Joel Amendez says, "Cut the shit. Tony makes me pop every time." It does too. It does for me too. Kid Get Money saying Jay looked like $1 million. Frantic World letting us know AEW Rampage is going to be in Ontario, California. So another show in Cali. They're taking over Cali, Jimmy. And CM Nesano married a man who called himself King of Black Woman and a runaway slave master.
Wait,
and defended it.
Hold on, one time out. All right, time out. Well, that is outrageous. And he got jumped on the spot. I wouldn't be mad at it. I need to know the context. I know that sounds fucked up, but that's such an outrageous statement. I need to hear the context of where that happened. Like what if he was reading from a script or something for a movie or something? I need to know the context. That is outrageous. God damn.
That is
a black woman and a runaway slave.
That is wild. I'll let you explain in the chat. I'll give you a chance to explain further in the chat, CM, for Jimmy's sake. We see Wardlow walking through the backstage area to the ring. He comes out to no music, but when he gets on the ramp, his music finally hits. Huge pop for Wardlow on his intro. The old music is back with a little bit of a remix. This is War, and he versus JD Drake. Wardlow no-sells the chops from Drake, and he hits a wound-up lariat. Wardlow then shows off his athleticism and his quickness. He picks up Drake into a spine buster, and then does a 2 count of the Powerbomb Symphony to get the quick win in just over a minute. Nice squash win for Wardlow in his first official match as an AEW contracted performer. Post-match, Tony Schiavone gets in the ring to interview Wardlow, but out comes Smart Mark Sterling with security, and he has a lawsuit for Wardlow from the American Association of Security members who serves him. One of the security members serves him with the class action lawsuit, and Wardlow delivers a power bomb to him and then rips up the papers and stuffs it in his mouth. That's not how you get out of a lawsuit, Wardlow. That's how you make it That's how you make it further as bad as it already was. Don't add more trouble to your worries, Wardlow. But a nice little thing. I mean, I will say, MJF. How did MJF get basically buried in squash on Sunday? But he seems like a hotter and has more momentum than Wardlow after this.
I'll tell you why. Because one person can overcome his booking and the other person can't. How's that? How's that for you? That aside, I like this match. I like the segment. The segment you did say that is not the way to get out of a lawsuit. Can you imagine after Amber Heard lost, you just went over there and beat the shit out of Johnny Depp? It's a terrible. You probably shouldn't do that. That's
basically the logic here.
Oh, I'll show you a fucking lawsuit. Yeah, this is fine. Wardlow needs direction though. He needs it fast. Now he doesn't have MJF to kind of go against. He needs to do it on his own. What?
She likes JD Drake. We got CM explaining he was a racist heel, and that was merch and a promo.
Jesus.
I didn't go too hard on Excalibur then he dropped the N-bomb or in a promo or something like that.
Listen, it is fucked up.
Yeah, it is fucked up.
If you're playing a character, I mean, I don't consider fucking Sam Jackson Uncle Tom for playing Steven and Django. I don't know if I can hold it against this dummy, though.
You, my boy Blue, with a great comment. Wardlow just flexed his white privilege.
Hey, got it right the fuck out of there. Right back to work. That's hilarious. Yeah, Wardlow needs direction. He needs direction fast. He's not in any trouble yet. He's got a couple weeks of this kind of booking before he's in trouble. But he needs to find something.
I totally agree there. Romeo saying, all you people who said Wardlow is going to be a star forgot that MJF can't hold his hand the entire time.
Talk to him, Romeo. Talk to him. I've been trying to tell him. Certain people, MJF, Punk, all these people, you can be a shit booker like Tony is, and they can just do their thing because they're over because of their thing. If you're relying on booking or the heat of somebody else, you may be in deep shit if fucking dummy who should be behind the guardrail forgets how to write like he usually does.
We got Kid Get Money saying, easy, MJF has a hot mic and Wardlow is just a hothead.
Very true.
Very true. We had a quick backstage segment where Lexi Nair interviewed Scorpio Sky. Friday on Rampage, Sky will face Dante Martin for the TNT title. How did you give a guy a Los Angeles Lakers TNT championship and didn't allow him to defend it in the goddamn form? As a Laker fan, I am disgusted. This is the worst booking of the night. I don't care what Jimmy says.
And is it? What? Is it this?
Yes, it is. This.
Maybe this is because you don't get it. This is Tony Khan. He's thinking outside the box. This is a meta commentary on the Lakers season where you expect them to show up and they don't, as they did in the last 2
I will not take
years.
this Lakers slander. I had enough of that since like January. Dan Lambert and Ethan Page say that Dante Martin has potential, but it ain't happening on Friday. Scorpio Sky says he is the only man who is worthy of being the face of the TNT. When he does the snap to end the segment, Dante stops him, and then he comes in to say that he thinks he is better than Sky right now and will prove it on Friday.
I like that he didn't say a lot. He should have said less. Should just help. I like that stopping the snap. It's cute, even though I don't know why he can run up on 3 people and nobody sees him coming. Fucking what the fuck's Paige doing? Pay attention.
Exactly. I was about to say
that. Yeah, that's fine. I don't need fucking Blake Griffin ever talking, but this was fine for what it was.
That's fair. That's fair. We got Hanako says, just please don't forget about Wardlow.
It's over.
Please don't.
Relying on dummies booking now. It's over.
CM says it will be on Rampage in the Negro hole.
Uh-oh. I know. I did notice our crew made it out. Well, up until last week. Starks and Hobbs.
Yeah, they did. They did. They were on the pay-per-view. Let's just see it. Come on. We got Frantic World that says TNT title is the Los Angeles Lakers title. Yes, it's had a bad 2022, just like the Los Angeles Lakers did. That's all the Lakers slander I will accept and I will take. Joe Jimenez, we hope you have a good time at Rampage if you're gonna be there live. That sounds dope. And no, Kid Get Money. This is not the first time I was mad about Scorpio Sky's booking. I'm just mad in general at the TNT titles booking and the lack of respect to Genie. Genie is what he calls the new TNT championship.
Is that what he calls it?
He calls it Genie.
I did hear him say Genie a couple of times. Ugh, that's gross.
Beautiful.
That's why he calls it that?
It's a beautiful soul. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, or as Jimmy affectionately calls her, Dr. Goat Baker, DMD, and Jamie Hayter versus Toni Storm and Ruby Soho was next. And my lord, this might have been the best women's matchup since the cage match with Baker and Rosa. This was a lot of great action in this matchup. Baker and Hayter isolate Soho early on, but Britt hits a nice little hangman's twisting neck breaker on Ruby on the floor. Ruby makes a hot tag to Toni, who comes in on fire. She hits a vicious snap German suplex on Hayter, which folds her in half. Storm then hits a thunderous running hip attack in the corner. We get Jamie Hayter hits a suplex off the apron on the floor on Storm, but then Ruby hits a crossbody dive from the top rope to the floor on Jamie. Britt comes in with a sling blade on the floor on Soho. Ruby misses a double foot stomp on Hayter, but Britt catches Ruby with a super kick. Hayter hits the Irish Curse backbreaker on Soho, and then Britt hits a twisting butterfly suplex on Ruby. Ruby hits the no feature kick, but gets only a 2 count. And Britt kicks out and goes right into the lockjaw, but she can't complete the move with the fingers in the mouth. Toni Storm takes Hayter off the apron and out of this matchup, and then Ruby hits a big knee, and then the destination unknown to finally pin Britt Baker in the middle of the ring in about 9.5 minutes. I thought that this was a very good tag team match that got This Is Awesome chance, and it had a lot of awesome action. I mean, the highlights for me were Toni Storm and Jamie Hayter. Anytime those two women are in the ring with each other, I just wanted to see more. Give me more of that. And post-match, we had Toni Storm and Ruby Soho were celebrating, and Jamie Hayter comes in with the Owen Hart Foundation Tournament Championship belt and nails both Storm and Ruby to leave them laying and gives the belt back to Britt. What did you think about this tag match here?
This was great, and I was very happy with not only the result, but the aftermath. How cool would it have been if Jamie Hayter was walking around with that belt, and that was her belt? We have to deal with a jealous Goat Baker from here on out. But whatever. Hey, I'm not going to complain. Fuck it. Soho gets the win here. Match was great. And for the first time in a long time, to me, Jamie Hayter felt like an enforcer. Like just a bop, bop, and they're both down.
Yeah.
That's what I thought we were supposed to be getting. That's what I thought she was. Just because she's delicious doesn't mean she can't be violent.
I love how you said that. Just because she's delicious doesn't mean she can't be violent.
Hey, where's EBB? If this was a shitty tag team match, I'd deal all the Goat Bakers let him. But it's a good one. He's nowhere to be found. He's
hiding out. He's been hiding out ever since I shoot on him. I gave him the MJF pipe bomb. He's been quiet. Joella Mendez, I agree. Hayter is fantastic.
Goddamn right.
There's Alan Weinstein back saying chanting
Hey.
for Harlem. Of course, yes, some Harlem love. I love that. Vincente says, I love that Ruby got her win back on Britt. And yes, Hayter is very underrated. And Joella Mendez says, violent and delicious. Put it on a
t-shirt.
Or like you, my boy Blue says, she's violently delicious.
Violently delicious.
I love that.
See cake. I see peaches. I see money. What is all this? I got the cake and peaches part. I don't know the rest of it. Whatever.
He's
right.
happy. He's happy. About
He's only using one hand right now.
Oh Jesus! We had the announcement, the official announcement that we're getting Scorpio Sky and Dante Martin on Friday on Rampage, which is a pretty good card. My usual question: does it make you want to watch Rampage? No. Lucha Bros versus Young Bucks, Dante versus Scorpio, Athena versus Kira, potential Thunder Rosa.
Listen, I'm not against watching it. If I happen to be free and doing nothing, maybe I'll watch it, but I'm not going to go out of my way to see it. I'll tell you that much.
I tried, people. I tried. When next we had our main event of the evening, Jon Moxley versus Daniel Garcia, the latest in the war between the Blackpool Combat Club and the Jericho Appreciation Society. This is a match that we've seen, I think, twice before, and I was like, okay, this is going to be a good match. I did not expect this. I mean, first we have to mention Vince Vaughn, one of my favorites from old school. Wedding Crashers was in the front row as
Great
well. Oh, he was great, buddy. He was great in old school as well. He came up with earmuffs. I'm going to use that with my kids. Earmuffs. And Macaulay Culkin, Kevin McAllister. He was in the first.
You know how much you fucking define your company down by highlighting Macaulay Culkin in the crowd? Like, look at this big deal. We had this nigga who was famous when he was a kid 20-something years ago. Look, he's at our event. Oh. Congrats, I guess. What?
Standing ovation. Both guys come out, Garcia and Moxley come out with hard strikes to start off, going back and forth. Mox gets control and starts kicking Garcia in the back. They get a Greco-Roman knuckle lock and start trading headbutts, which splits open Moxley. They fight to the outside where we see Mox has been busted open with those headbutts. Garcia puts Moxley's leg in between the steel steps and the ring post and drop kicks it. Back from commercial, Garcia hits an avalanche back suplex, and Moxley is just covered in blood by this point. Mox does an X-Press where he absolutely launches Garcia onto the steel steps back first. He then hits superplex in the ring, and Garcia and Moxley are trading anvil elbows and trying for submission holds. We get Moxley gets to the ropes on the STF from Garcia. Garcia goes for Red Death, but Moxley rolls him up for a 2 count. Garcia hits a power driver for a close near fall. He then locks on Red Death, but Moxley reverses it into the Bulldog choke. However, Garcia breaks free and they trade strikes again and fight to the floor. Garcia jumps on Moxley's back, and Moxley just launches him over the timekeeper's table on the floor. Chris Jericho, who was on commentary for most of this match with William Regal, he tries to get involved, but of course Eddie Kingston comes down and attacks him running. Oh my god. Oh my god. He attacks him while all of this is going on. Kingston and Jericho fighting on the floor. Moxley hits the paradigm shift and then locks on the Bulldog choke for the win in just about 11 and a half minutes. What a fucking war this was. This was as chaotic, almost as chaotic, slightly. It was like, I would say 40% as chaotic as Anarchy in the Arena, but this was just physically intense. It felt like a real fight out there, and Moxley just brought out a different side of Daniel Garcia. This wasn't quite the Wheeler Yuta match, but this definitely put over Daniel Garcia more for me in this match. What did you think?
Really? I felt nothing for Daniel Garcia after this match. I've seen Daniel Garcia have this match before. Not to this violent extreme, but I've seen him have great matches before. And he is still, what is he, the tertiary member in the fucking Jericho Appreciation Society? If not the last member, it is what it is.
I wouldn't say that.
2.0 certainly talk more. 2.0 talk more than he does.
He's the one that they're putting over in the matches. All the matches when they have
matches.
Yeah,
When?
he gets the pin. He gets the pin in those 6-mans and those multi-mans in the tag matches with Jericho. He's the one that gets the pin.
That you remember? Right.
Yes.
Stop it. At least he's the most forgettable member of that fucking group. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Yeah, it was funny. But listen, it was fine. It was fun. It was a great match. I felt like it earned its main event spot. Even though it was kind of overshadowed by Eddie stumbling to the ring. I'm sorry. It was just funny. It just I love Eddie. One of the best in the world. But, yeah, this is fine. Aftermath was this is great. It's capped off a great show. I'll say that much.
And yes, then it's gone. That stair spot was just like, I was like, ouch! Like, this man should not be walking well after that. He is
feeling close up as fucking Moxley was reaching to his fucking wrist for the fucking blade. You fucking cunts! This is why you should be behind the guardrail, you fucking dummy. Why don't you cut away, you dope?
Hey, the worst. I love how you just took that opportunity. You just had to take it. Romeo saying, man, Eddie almost did a Titus. He almost did the Titus World Slide.
I am so happy he fucking stayed up. I was like, I don't want to see Eddie fall down. That'd be so embarrassing.
Oh, that would have been so bad. It would have been so bad. Kid Get Money agreeing with me, saying this is my first time liking Garcia. Yes. I liked him. I really liked what he did here. He and stay hard, saying Garcia, fantastic ring skills. Hope seeing him in a tag team with Ricky Starks one day would be a perfect pairing.
Hey, I hope once we're done with Hobbs, Ricky Starks is done with tag teams forever. He should be
I hope so.
World champion, quite frankly.
Yes. Vicente Guerrero saying, I did love that Mox was bleeding and still going hard. It adds drama to the match, and Garcia is 9 out of 10 most days in the ring and the mic.
Oh my fucking God. What did you just say? What just came out of your fucking face? You were doing just fine until the last 3 words. 9 out of 10 most days in the ring. Oh, maybe that's two different like sentences. Daniel Garcia is 9 out of 10 most days in the ring. And then like it's supposed to be a big and the mic. The mic, he's horrific. Would you stop?
Oh, I don't want to say horrific. That's a little strong. Post match, we did get Jon Moxley. He gets on the mic and says Eddie is a hard man to love, but he's got Moxley on his side and he is down for blood and guts. I mean, I kind of assumed that, but it was good. It was good to get confirmation. They haven't spoken in weeks. Remember what Eddie said. Despite being on the same team and in segments together in the build-up to Double or Nothing, Eddie and Moxley have not spoken in weeks.
That would have been, you know what? That would have been great if, let's say in the previous segment, it was Eddie that came out, Eddie that wanted blood and guts, and all of this. Because we all just kind of assume Regal speaks for the Combat Club. He just does. No matter what he says goes. So if Eddie said we're down, and then Jericho said fuck off, or whatever, you're by yourself, or whoever, and then Moxley comes out at the end and says, yes, we're all down for fucking whatever. I'm down, nigga. We know. Regal just said that. He just said it. It was 20 minutes ago.
He spoke for y'all. I thought he spoke for y'all. That's the Blackpool Combat Club. What's going on here? But that brings us to a close on AEW Dynamite. We want to hear from all of you in the live chat. Last call for super chat donations, but let us know what you thought about the show. What did you give it out of 10? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle. Your match of the night, your MVP and LVP. Let's start things off with our thumbs in the middle, Jimmy, for this episode of AEW Dynamite from June 1st, 2022 in 3, 2, 1. Easy thumbs up.
A 10? Oh, good.
Out of 10, what did you give the show, Jimmy?
8.5.
I'm going to go 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 for this show. This was one of their best post pay-per-view episodes ever. I'd probably go as far to say it was their best post pay-per-view episode ever. This had hot angles. It set up the main event for the next pay-per-view, Forbidden Door. You had the MJF pipe bomb, which will be memorable for years to come. I think that the only thing missing was Thunder Rosa, and I probably would have gave this a 10 out of 10.
I would, yeah, okay, fair enough. I would like an update on Hangman too, but whatever. I'll let it slide.
No, they at the end they did say that Hangman is going to be on the show next week. He returns next week, and he's going to face David Finlay.
That's not how this is supposed to work. He just lost the most important thing of his career, the thing that changed him to the Hangman that we know, and he's going to return to some match. Yes, a 10 is a perfect show. It's a perfect show. A 10 out of 10. It's as good as the show can be. Are you out of your fucking mind?
Have you ever gone 10 out of 10? I know you went 9.5 out of 10 one day.
What show was that?
I forget the week that
yeah, was. But no, like very rarely. Like you got to be like WrestleMania 17 or something. Like, ugh.
I will say, this felt like a Raw after WrestleMania. That's the big thing. Like the crowd was on fire. We got a great main event. We had the all-time great MJF promo. We got the return of Miro. We got Hiroshi Tanahashi challenging CM Punk for the title at Forbidden Door. You got a very fun opener. You had a very fun 10-man tag. They highlighted the women had their best match since St. Patrick's Day Slam. Like there was a lot of checks on this. You know what? Because y'all said Jimmy crazy for going 8.5. I'm going to be crazy. I'm going 9.5 out of 10. This is a near perfect show. Near perfect show.
What?
9.5 out of 10.
Near perfect. Eddie almost busts his ass. Punk botches several times. Fucking Swerve stinks. Scorpio Sky not even fucking having.
I will not allow Swerve slander. Come on, leave Swerve alone.
Good lord.
What was your match of the night, Jimmy?
Probably with the main event. I really like the main event.
Yeah, I think easy. Before that, I would have said the 10-man tag, but yeah, the main event was my match of the night. I love that match. That was just physical, bloody, everything I enjoy in my professional wrestling. LVP, Jimmy.
Listen, he had a great night the fucking 3 nights ago. CM Punk sorry. Good Lord. Oh my God, it was hard to see. Ugh. It's like watching Ric Flair. Jesus,
Like, why you wrestling so soon after? Like, come on, man, come on. Damn, I'm not gonna go CM Punk. I'm gonna go Wardlow.
Swerve.
I'm gonna go Wardlow.
Mm.
He was my MVP for the pay-per-view. He was my MVP last week on Ramble, and they just put him back in what he was doing before. The squash matches. I was like, what are we doing? What are we doing? That is fair by Romeo saying LVP, Hangman, and Thunder Rosa because they were not acknowledged on this show. So
That's
yeah,
fair.
that is fair. That is fair. MVP, is there any question who's the MVP?
No, there is not. Best promo in the business, the best overall wrestling business, and he's only fucking 13 years old. Go ahead, sir, my man.
Maxwell Jacob Freeman is obviously the MVP of this show, and it's not even close. This is Steph Curry in 2016. He is unanimous MVP. All the first place votes, he got it all. But oh damn, said Jeff Hardy for being a useless waste of money. That is
it was
fair.
so mean and out of nowhere. Jesus, what did he do except
be alive? All right,
barely.
Jimmy, we're gonna let the people know where they can find you on social media, your YouTube channel. What you got going on, good sir?
At Jimmy Macram on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, where we talk about TV and movies. Also, we're watching Ozark and what was the other one?
Moon Knight.
Thank you. Which we've taken forever to finish, but I don't know what you want from me. Also, JimmyMacram.com, sent you comic book and number 2. And Warriors in 6.
I agree. Warriors in 6. Warriors in 6, ladies and gentlemen. You can find me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. I'll be back on the channel tomorrow at 11:05 a.m. Eastern time, I believe, or 12:05. I'll figure it out. You'll know because you got to set your notifications to on as we're going to do our WWE Hell in a Cell preview and predictions. It'll be myself, Romeo, and special guest Lily from Grappy Hour over on Fightful Overbooked. She's going to be joining us to preview the card for this Sunday. Hell in a Cell, Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes, plus much, much more. We want to thank everyone for joining us in the chat as always. You can follow the gang on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at True Hill Heat. Patreon.com/True Hill Heat, $3 a month, the True Hill Prediction Championship, as we're going to do predictions for In Your House and Hell in a Cell on True Hill Heat 178 on Saturday. That's the other time you'll see me, 11:05 a.m. Eastern time. And of course, get your True Hill Heat gear at ProWrestlingTees.com/True Heels. Me and Jimmy will be back with you next Thursday, 1:05 p.m. Eastern time for another edition of AEWramble. For Jimmy Macram, it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been True Hill Heat's AEWramble episode 45, Pipe Bomb. We are signing off until next time.